Hello, I'm going to be doing a disassembly of an M4 version 2 gearbox. I'm going to teach you how to clean it, put it back together, make it all work right, and hopefully make your gun shoot way better. First, you're going to need your gun. Suggestively, lay a towel down. That's kind of old because the grease, there's a lot of it. Some silicone grease, pliers, you might need those. You might need this depending on if your gearbox requires either a hex key or one of these what is it called? I forgot what it's called. 5-point screws. The T7 is what some gearbox have on them. Screwdrivers, you might need a flathead or Phillips head, so have those on handy, and hex keys. You might need hex keys, you might not, but just keep them handy. Alright, so in order to take apart the gun, you're going to need to take off the stock, the grip, the mag release, and this the little pin right there, the back pin, and the front pin. So let me start with that. Close up the camera so you can see me taking apart. Okay, so here's the gun. Pop out this screw and this pin in the back. Sometimes it's kind of hard. Maybe yeah, I'll set it down. Need to put some pressure on it. There we go. That was a little bit harder than normal. Okay, there's the pin. Keep track of all your parts. Another good part of the white towel, they stand out in contrast. Next, you're going to want to take out the front pin. This just needs a little push forward. I have a G&G, so my gun might come apart differently than yours. Yours will either be like this M4 over here, or you have to push up on this part after only you take out both pins, and then you push up on this and the whole top comes off. Or on my gun you have to slide it forward like this, and then you have to pop this over the little thing, and then it comes off. Alright, so there's the upper receiver. You have the barrel in there. Want to get it out. There's my barrel. By the way, this is only about a 7-inch barrel, but I could easily hit 200 feet away accurately. That's how good this hop-up unit comes with this nice barrel. This is the stock barrel, so it's not a Type 4, and it shoots amazingly. Okay, so there's the upper receiver. Here's the lower receiver and the stock. So let's take this stuff apart. First, you're gonna take the stock off by, instead of pushing it like this to change positions, you're gonna pull it back. And if you have an M16 stock, you're just gonna unscrew the screw right here, and then the whole stock will come off. So let me take this part off real quick. Alright, so there's the stock, and there's the buffer tube. I have a crane stock, as you can tell, so I have the battery wire coming out. In the buffer tube, if you have a normal M4 stock, you're going to have a little hex key screw on the bottom, or a Phillips head screw on the bottom. You unscrew that, and then it'll pop off a little cap, and then you get inside the buffer tube. So inside here, there's a screw. Can't really see it. It's in the bottom center down there, and you put the screwdriver all the way down. It's kind of hard to get it in sometimes. Alright, now I'm just leaving the screwdriver in there because this thing, if it comes out, it's a pain in the ass to put it back in for the crank stock. But you'll have your wires right here. Mine gun does not have a fuse box, but if it does, it will have the same connections. Just unpop those. Go pull them apart, and then there's your stock. So, and then you have this little plate. You just probably won't have this. Alright, next, take off the grip. There will be either 2 Phillips head or 2 hex screws on the bottom. So, I'm going to take mine off real quick. Mine is hex. Alright, now if it's your first time taking this apart, you're going to have the 2 screws, the motor plate, and then this little metal like disc that goes in there. If you've taken your gun apart already and you lost this, and just keep going, but try to keep onto that if you still have it, because it does help. So keep all that together. I usually put the screws in it just like that, so they stay there. I know where they're at. Alright, next up. Taking off the grip, and the motor. So the motor, you're going to have 2 wires, the positive, just pop it off, and then the black, pop that off. Then you just pull it out. You might have yours soldered on, so if you have a soldering iron, you have to unsolder it. But get the solder out. Sometimes they get stuck, you have to use pliers. There you go. And here's my motor. Matrix 3000, 45 bucks. This is better than the Systema. This is a torque motor, so I get more. And pull back heavier springs. Try to keep, since this is a super strong magnet, try to keep it away from all your other metal parts. So I'll just put mine over here. Alright. Now inside here, try to get some light. Yeah, I can't really, but there's 2 screws. One will be on this side, one will be on the top right. Okay, so there's 2 screws that I took out when I didn't want to. By the way, you're gonna have this right here. This is the bolt release. It goes right here. Mine just fell out. This falls out easily, so just make sure you know where that is. Okay, so this easy way to pull this off, just pull it like that. It's gonna get stuck on the wires, just like that. And then pull it out. Keep the screws with it, and just put it to the side. Alright, so there's your gun. What it looks like now. Now you're gonna have your pin here, and this left to take off. So I'll take off the pin, or take off the mag release first, because it's pretty easy. There should be either a hex screw or Phillips screw on here. Try your hardest not to strip this. Is probably the easiest part to strip if it's a hex, but if it's not a hex, it won't strip if you be careful. Now, I highly do not recommend power tools when you take it apart these guns, because the screws that usually come with it are not the highest quality, unless you put all of your own screws in there and you know they're super good. Alright, so there's the mag release. So now all you have left is this pin. I put my, here, let me see. Okay, usually this side, when you buy it, is the side you don't want to push on, and this is the side you want to push on, because there's a little, like, grip on it, or whatever, that keeps it from falling out. So, push it forward, and then pull it out. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks a little bit different on one end. Alright, so now the gearbox is loose. So, you're going to pull it out in this way, put it in the semi, and then you're going to pull it forward and up, so it's going to come out this way. Can't really show you this, but I'll try to. It is a pain in the ass sometimes. On the guns it's easier, but my gun it's hard. There we go. Comes out. Alright. So there's your lower receiver, just throw that up there. And there's your gearbox. Now, most guns have their screws on this side. Mine is a Rebel and has it on this side. Mine only has a few screws compared to normal. Some will have 2 right here. Mine only has 1. 1 there. 1 right here. 1 there. There, and there. Do not strip these. These are freaking, if you strip it, and it's a pain in the ass to get out. So, as you can see, I stripped one. So, I had to use easy out to get that out. Alright. So, This is where you'll need that 5-point screwdriver for some screws. Only the one that I have stripped right here needs the 5-point. So you just pull it out. Come on. I suggest if you have a magnet like the one that I had a second ago, right here. So I just use it to hold on to the screws. Sadly, all of these screws are not magnetic compared to that only one right there I still got. So you use your hex key if you don't use the 5-point, and be careful, take them all out. Alright, I've taken out every screw. Now, your screws are on this side, you're going to flip it over. Your screws are on this side, just leave it like this, because this is the way you want to take it apart. You want the trigger, like, pull back this way. Otherwise, it won't come out right. Alright, so you're going to need either a screwdriver or something that you could put in this hole back here. Otherwise, this spring will shoot out. You want to be very careful in doing this. Try to do the best I can with the camera in my hand. There, I'll put it like this. Just kind of hold it with my legs. It's super uncomfortable. Okay, so you're gonna push down with the screwdriver, then pull it up. Then when it's up, you're gonna hear it fire like that. Pull it up. There's the gearbox. Press down right here. Pull up on the spring. Release it. No, release the tension. Now you're good. Alright. So here's the gearbox. As you see, here's my, beveled gear, and then there's anti-reversal latch, sector gear, spur gear, tapper plate, cylinder head, you got the air nozzle, trigger assembly, spring guide, piston head is inside there. That's pretty much all the names of the inside of this gun. I know everything about it, and that's what I'm going to teach you. So, let me start. I'll just start taking out pieces. Spring guide, you want this slightly lubed up. Doesn't really matter, but do lube it up a little bit. Cause less wear and tear on your spring. Spring. This is what powers your gun, and so you don't really need to lube this up. Just keep it clean. Piston and piston head. I have a stock piston, but I have a custom piston head. You want both of these lubed up on the railings on the piston and the teeth. You want those lubed up really nicely, and you want the seal and the piston head lubed up extremely well. I'll take out gears, I guess, now. Here's one sector gear. This is the what goes between the spur and bevel. Shit. Try not to have perfect shimming job on this, so I don't want to mess it up. There's the beveled gear. And you want all the gears lubed up extremely well on the teeth.